Another day in the life of watching movies. So yeah, let's see what's on here. Oh, look at this. An animated version of The Hobbit. Wow. Well, I love the book, and I also love the Peter Jackson trilogy, so I know what this one's going to be like. Huh? Wait, hold on. You're me. But why have you got a different shirt on? Luke, it's you, from the future. I'm here to warn you about something very dangerous. Well, can you make it quick, please, future me, because I'm about to watch a movie. You know, I'm about to watch the animated Hobbit movie. No, do not watch animated Hobbit movie. It's absolutely terrible. You're going to really hate it. It's so bad. Like, you're going to really regret watching it. You know what, future me? Can you please go back to where you came from, because I want to watch this, okay? I'm going to be on my channel, okay? And it's my channel, so I can do whatever I want. Goodbye. No! Well, that was weird. Never thought a future me would come back in time to warn me about something, but oh well. Better start with a movie. Oh my god. What on earth have I just watched? Oh god. Hey everyone, Lucamus Prime here. So, it's time for another review today. So, as you saw in the cold opening of this video, I just saw the animated version of The Hobbit released in 1977, the same year Star Wars A New Hope came out. Now, those of you unaware, I love The Hobbit book by J.R.R. Tolkien. It's one of my all-time favourite books. I used to read it a lot when I was a kid. I read it before I saw the Peter Jackson trilogy, and I love the Peter Jackson trilogy. I mean, I have issues with it, but I still love it. I really love it. I don't know why people hate it so much. This movie, however, in my humble opinion, guys, absolutely sucks. I absolutely can't stand this movie. What happened with this movie? They ruined The Hobbit. They ruined one of the greatest books of all time. Oh, God. Like, this movie makes The Hobbit trilogy by Peter Jackson a masterpiece because of how terrible it is. So, now, for those of you wondering, this is my personal opinion, okay? So if you guys love this movie, that's totally fine. But please, respect my opinion, just like I respect yours. So, where do I begin with this movie? So, okay, right off the bat, the intro is completely messed up, guys, because it begins with the same line from a book, you know, in the hole in the ground there lived a hobbit, narrated by Gandalf. But then we introduced to Bilbo, and unlike the book, where the dwarves meet him in different groups, first being Dwalin, then Balin, then Fili and Kili, and then the rest of the dwarves and later Thorin, they all come together. And I'm like, oh God. Not only that, as they're coming up to them, they're singing the Misty Mountain song. And then later, after that, we hear it again. I'm like, we've just heard it, we don't need to hear it again. Oh, man. But yeah, this movie as a whole is terrible. Now, is there anything good about this movie? I will say that the voice cast do a very good job as their characters. You know, I can't really blame the voice actors for their characters. You know, I'd say the best actor in this would definitely Orson Bean, may rest in peace, as Bilbo, and John Huston may also rest in peace as Gandalf, to be honest. But what else did I not like? Okay. One thing that really annoyed me was definitely the character designs, guys, because they just didn't look really that good. Okay. With regards to Bilbo's design, I didn't really like the look of him, to be honest. He looked like a monkey. Like, oh God. Like, what kind of design is that? Now, with regards to the dwarves, one thing I noticed was they looked pretty much like how the Seven Dwarfs do in Snow White animated film. And I'm like, what are you doing? The dwarves in that movie were very different to these dwarves, because, I mean, for one, there's more dwarves in this than Snow White, because there's 13 of them. Plus, as well, Thorin, not only do they make him such an unlikable character, I didn't like how they made him a grumpy old man in this film. Like, I mean, he's supposed to be grumpy towards the end of the movie when he's going mad from all the gold. But nope, throughout the whole movie he was getting grumpy several times, and it really annoyed me. I couldn't take him seriously. I'm not blaming Hans Conried, guys. It's not his fault at all. Another thing that I don't like about the dwarves either, guys, is that only a few of them actually talk, which I thought was stupid. For example, the only dwarves that talk in this movie, guys, are Thorin, Balin, Dori, and Bomber. That's it. The others are completely silent. Like, I don't know why they had to make them silent, because they do talk in the book. which is ridiculous. So why did they not let him talk in this film? Oh, man. Another design I did not like was the trolls, because they look like giant boars, to be honest. But one thing I will say that I did like was how, you know, they were played by 3 actors who played the dwarves, like in Unexpected Journey film. But, oh, man. They looked horrible. And also, one thing I thought was stupid was that, they, unlike the book, where the dwarves, you know, fight the trolls to try and rescue Bilbo from them, they cut that out, and instead the dwarves run away like cowards and they get captured. Which I think is stupid. It's ridiculous. And not to mention, I'm pretty sure as well that they also cut out, you know, Bilbo trying to distract the trolls by saying they've got to skim the dwarves before cooking them. Pretty sure I cut that out as well. Not to mention, another thing that annoyed me was how, you know, Rivendell got such little screen time compared to how much it is in the book. Because in the book, we get to see, you know, a beautiful kingdom, you know, as suggested by the words, and plenty of elves, including Lord Elrond. I didn't mind Elrond in this movie. I thought he was okay, voiced by Cyril Richard, may rest in peace. But he's the only Rivendell elf that appears in the movie, and not to mention, Rivendell looks like a cabin. Didn't even look like a kingdom at all of buildings. It was just one building. So, like, what kind of kingdom is that for the elves? It's ridiculous. Another design that I also did not like was the goblins, because they looked like giant frogs with massive teeth, or fangs, whatever you want to call them. I couldn't really take goblins seriously at all, to be honest. Like, they just look like giant grey frogs. Like, oh god. Another thing I also did not like, guys, was the design for Smaug, because he looked like a dragon with a wolf head, basically. I didn't like that one bit, because dragons aren't meant to be like wolves, they're supposed to be reptile. Nothing like, you know, wolves. And Richard Boone was okay as his voice, but to be honest, guys, in my opinion, no one will play Smaug better than Benedict Cumberbatch. And with regards to Gollum, Gollum was okay, voiced by Brother Theodore, may he also rest in peace. But one thing he got wrong was Gollum's cough, because, for you unaware, Gollum is called Gollum because he has a cough that sounds like the word Gollum. So, like, cut him, like that. But in this movie, Theodore didn't even do that. He just went, Gollum. He just said it like he was reading a piece of paper. So that got on my nerves a bit. And then another thing that also really, really annoyed me, this is probably the worst design in the entire movie, guys, is the design for the Wood Elves. Like, oh my god. What did they do to the Wood Elves in this movie? They were absolutely a disgrace. Because, you know, I remember pretty well that in, you know, the book, the elves are described by Tolkien as being beautiful. Whereas all the Wood Elves in this movie, living in Mirkwood, led by the Elven King Thranduil, they look like they've got grey skin. They look like goblins and look really ugly and horrible. Like, they look like they've been smoking for hundreds of years. Like, oh my god. It was absolutely disgusting. Like, if Elrond looks like a normal elf, why don't Wood Elves look like normal elves? Oh my god. It's terrible. And, I mean, I'm not blaming Otto Preminger as the Elven King. I just hated the design. It wasn't Otto Preminger's fault. Oh god. And another thing that I also really can't stand out with this movie, guys, is they cut out so much from the book. For example, many characters, such as the elves in Rivendell besides Elrond, they cut out Bjorn the Skin Changer. They cut out Azog the Defiler from the flashback of when, you know, he killed Thorin's father. I think it was his grandfather, Fror, I think he's called. Yeah, they cut out that. And they also cut out Barbara Bowman's family as well. And who else did they cut out? They cut out the mentioning of Radagast Brown. And also, guys, they don't explain why Gandalf constantly disappears in a movie like it. We don't explain where he goes, you know, during the ambush by the trolls. And we don't explain where he goes when Bilbo and the dwarves are sheltering in the cave before they get captured by the goblins. Because the book mentions that he's going to see the White Council. You know, that's why I didn't mind Sandman and Gladwin not appearing in this movie, because, you know, at the time they didn't exist in the book, so. But they should have mentioned that he was going to meet with White Council, but they cut it out. And also, they also cut out the entire subplot of the Necromancer returning, which I also did not like. Hence why I was very annoyed that they did not explain why Gandalf leaves the party of dwarves and Bilbo at Mirkwood. Like, that really annoyed me. Not to mention, they also cut out the Arkenstone, which also really annoyed me. And as a result, because it's not in it, they cut out the friction between Bilbo and Thorin when Thorin's going mad towards the end of the book. So they replace it with Thorin being annoyed at Bilbo for not understanding war, which did not happen in the book at all. Like, what were they doing? Not to mention, in the scene in Mirkwood, the dwarves say they were starving and wanting to get food, but this never happened in the movie. They cut it out, so, like, why mention it but not include it in the movie? Like, it really confused me watching this. In addition, guys, one thing also really annoyed me was definitely the Battle of 5 Armies. Oh my god. What did they do with Battle of 5 Armies? It was terrible. Like, it was over in less than 30 seconds, guys, because they build up to it, you know, with the elves, the men, and also the dwarves. Oh yeah, another thing as well is, they mentioned Dane Ironfoot, but he didn't appear at all, which annoyed me. Wasn't even identified on screen either, so we don't know if he appeared or not. Also, the men seen walking up to the dwarves in battle looked exactly the same. They didn't bother changing the design of them at all. They looked exactly the same. Terrible. Not only that, the battle itself, the goblins run into a battle, and they fight, but then it cuts to like a bird's eye view of a battle, and it looks like an anthill fighting, basically. Then it happens much later on with the eagles, but then they cut to another bird's eye view, and that's it, the battle's over. And one thing that also really, really annoyed me, guys, is all in the book in which 3 dwarves die, being Thorin, Philly, and Killy. Instead, guys, 7 dwarves die, which I was very angry about. And what's also stupid is they don't explain who the other 5 are, because they only show the deaths of Thorin and Bomber. Bomber's death annoyed me because he doesn't die in the book. So that also really annoyed me. I was furious. Like, I don't know why I had to mistreat the dwarves like that, you know, by making most of them silent and killing off a lot of them. A lot more than the book. Like, that really, really annoyed me. Oh, man. It was terrible. So, and I was very disappointed with this movie. I hate it. Now, if you were to ask me, you know, what I'd give it out of 10, guys, and because the voice acting was okay, and some of the music was also okay, because it was from a book, which I was fine with, I'm going to give this movie a 2 out of 10, because I really hate it. I mean, if you want to watch a proper Hobbit adaptation, which is more faithful to a book, watch Peter Jackson's trilogy, guys, because it's much more faithful, and while I have issues with it, this movie makes it like a masterpiece. So yeah, and because I have read the book, guys, and I can confirm the trilogy is much more accurate than this god-awful movie. So yeah. Anyway, guys, so, this was me reviewing The Hobbit from 1977, doing a rant review. So, you know, a drill, guys, be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to leave comments what you guys think of this movie, you've seen it. I'd love to hear what you guys think of it. Also, be sure to join Team Prime, press and subscribe, more is coming in the future, and fly, you fools!